Alright, we get the Hokas arrived today. These are the Hoka Speedgoat 7s. So, check it out. Alright, so we'll be hiking in a couple days and we'll take them out and see how they do. They have the vibrant soles. I guess they changed their lug pattern a little bit, and so a little different. So, yeah. Speedgoat 7. Cool. Alright, here's a quick look at the new Speedgoat 7s versus the Speedgoat 5. So here you see Speedgoat 5, and so look at the differences between them. Obviously, the Speedgoat 5s that I've owned, these have been on the AT with me, so I wore them quite a bit. And you can see that one of the changes is you don't have this part that sticks out anymore. It's pretty stiff though. It's much, this is, the 7's much stiffer. But you have this big loop on the back that you can use to, for some reason, I guess you could attach a gaiter too. There's actually another, oh, here's a gaiter loop. I guess this is for just pulling up when you're putting them on. And that loop is for the gaiter, which didn't exist on the old Speedgoat, so that's kind of nice. There's no attachment point for the gaiters on the front, just like there wasn't on the old one, so you'll have to attach it to your shoelace. Shoelaces look a little different, but not substantially. Of course, these are pretty worn down. If you look at the back of them, you kind of see the difference in lug design as they've changed. Now, of course, you can't compare the fact that these are pretty worn down, these old soles, versus the new ones. You can kind of see, though, they're quite different. They've got this interesting, almost heart-shaped, it's pretty deep. And, yeah. So we'll see how well that works. So the other thing is, and it's kind of hard to tell when you have an older shoe that may be more broken in, but the new one feels like the rock plate is a lot stiffer. I can bend the Hoka Speedgoat 5 quite easily compared to the Hoka Speedgoat 7s. And, yeah, so we'll see. I did intentionally skip getting Hoka Speedgoat 6s because I had heard that some negative comments about them, and I didn't really need shoes anyways. But the Speedgoat 7s apparently have fixed some of the problems that the Speedgoat 6s had. So we'll see. We'll find out when we take them on trail. Alright, so we're trying them on, and I can tell you that they feel really good. I think it's one of, to me, has always been a strong suit of the Hoka Speedgoats. I really like the feel of the 5s. In fact, I wear them now as my daily street shoe. I mean, I'm a big fan of a more flexible rock plate, like in the Ultras, or the old Ultras. The 9 Plus is actually stiffer now, but
okay, this is a particularly hairy section.
yeah, Speedgoats. All right. So update on my Speedgoat 7s. I wore them a full day around the house, and then I put them on the next day, and I don't like them. So shoes are very personal. I mean, what works for you this may be the perfect shoe for you. This Speedgoat 5 molded around my feet and just felt really soft and comfortable. And going with the 7s, I just felt it pressing on weird places on my feet, and my toes were hitting on the toe box. It does seem a little smaller for the same size. I don't know. Anyways, I just wasn't happy with it, and I don't think there's any point in me taking it on tomorrow's, we're going on a hike tomorrow, to take it on tomorrow's hike to test it out, because I just don't think it's going to work for me. So I'm returning them. I'm really happy that Hoka has a very good return policy, and
I shipped them out this morning. So yeah, that ends my Speedgoat 7 test. Your mileage may vary, hike your own hike, and you may like these shoes. I didn't.